Hello, my beautiful friends. I want you to take a deep breath with me right now. Just breathe in all the love that surrounds you and breathe out any worry or doubt that might be sitting in your heart today. I know you're here because something inside you is calling for more. More abundance, more freedom, more of the beautiful life you know you deserve. And I want you to know that what you're feeling is so natural, so human, and so worthy of your attention. When I see that number, $50 million, I know it might feel overwhelming. Perhaps your mind is already saying things like, "That's impossible for someone like me," or "I could never deserve that much money." Maybe you're feeling a little guilty for even wanting such abundance, or worried that wanting this much makes you greedy or selfish. Oh, how I understand these feelings. They come from such a tender place inside us, the place where we learned very early what we thought we were worth and what we believed was possible for our lives. I want you to know that every single feeling you're having right now is perfectly okay. There's no judgment here, only love. You see, money is just energy, and energy wants to flow. It wants to move through us and around us and create beautiful experiences in our lives. When we block that flow with fear or shame or feelings of unworthiness, we're not protecting ourselves. We're just limiting the good that wants to come to us. The truth is, the universe doesn't see a difference between manifesting $50 and $50 million. That difference exists only in our minds, in the stories we've been telling ourselves about what's possible and what we deserve. The same creative force that grows a tiny seed into a magnificent tree, the same intelligence that keeps the planet spinning in perfect harmony, this same force is available to you right now, in this moment, to create whatever your heart truly desires. I've spent my life watching people transform their relationship with abundance, and I've seen miracles that would take your breath away. I've seen people go from living paycheck to creating wealth beyond their wildest dreams. I've seen individuals who thought they weren't smart enough or talented enough or worthy enough discover that they had everything they needed inside them all along. And what I've learned is this: the biggest difference between those who manifest abundance and those who struggle isn't talent or luck or even hard work. It's their willingness to believe in their own worthiness and to align their thoughts with what they truly want to create. You might be wondering if this is really possible for you. You might be looking at your current bank account or your current circumstances and feeling like $50 million is so far away it might as well be on another planet. But I want to share something with you that changed everything for me. The moment we start from where we are and begin to shift our thinking, we set in motion forces that we can't even see. Every thought of abundance, every moment we choose love over fear, every time we dare to believe in something bigger, these all become building blocks for the life we're creating. Your dreams of financial abundance aren't accidents. They weren't placed in your heart to torture you or to remind you of what you can't have. These dreams are calling you forward, inviting you to become the person who naturally attracts and receives this level of abundance. They're asking you to grow, to heal, to release the old patterns that have been keeping you small, and to step into the magnificent being you truly are. I know this might feel scary. Change often does, even when it's change we desperately want. But I also know that you have everything inside you right now to begin this journey. You don't need to see the whole staircase. You just need to take the first step. And that first step is always the same. It's choosing to believe that you are worthy of abundance, that you are deserving of financial freedom, and that the universe wants to support you in creating the life of your dreams. Now let's talk about something that might be at the root of everything: your relationship with money itself. You see, most of us learned about money long before we could even count. We absorbed the feelings, the stress, the conversations, and yes, even the silences around money from the very beginning of our lives. These early experiences shaped not just what we think about money, but how we feel about it in our bodies, how we react when we don't have enough, and what we believe is possible for us to create. Perhaps you grew up hearing that money doesn't grow on trees, or that rich people are greedy, or that there's virtue in struggling. Maybe you learned that money is the root of all evil, or that wanting financial abundance means you're materialistic or shallow. These messages, even when they came from people who loved us, can create such conflict inside us. Part of us wants abundance, while another part feels guilty or afraid or unworthy of receiving it. I often think about how we learn to relate to money the same way we learn to relate to love. If we grew up in homes where love felt conditional, where we had to earn affection, or where love was withdrawn when we made mistakes, we might find ourselves trying to earn money in the same way, through struggle, through proving ourselves, through making ourselves small. If we learned that there wasn't enough love to go around, we might believe there isn't enough money to go around either. But here's what I've discovered. Money, like love, is meant to flow freely in our lives. It's meant to come to us as naturally as breathing, as easily as the sun rising each morning. When we fight with money, when we push it away with fear or grab at it with desperation, we create turbulence in that natural flow. But when we can relax into receiving, when we can trust that we are worthy of abundance simply because we exist, everything begins to shift. Your relationship with money is also deeply connected to your relationship with yourself. If you've been telling yourself that you're not smart enough, not talented enough, not deserving enough, then money becomes another way to prove these painful stories. But if you can begin to see yourself the way the universe sees you, as a perfect, worthy, magnificent being who deserves all good things, then money becomes a natural extension of that love and appreciation. Think about the people in your life who seem to attract money easily. They're not necessarily smarter or more talented than you. What they often have is a comfortable, easy relationship with abundance. They expect good things to happen to them. They believe they're worthy of receiving. They don't fight with money or feel guilty about wanting it. They simply allow it to flow into their lives as naturally as they allow air to flow into their lungs. This comfort with money, this ease with abundance, isn't something people are born with. It's something they've cultivated. And the beautiful news is that you can cultivate it too. You can begin right now to heal your relationship with money, to release the old stories that have been limiting you, and to create a new, loving, abundant partnership with financial flow. The money you want to attract, whether it's 50,000 or 50 million, isn't separate from you. It's not something you have to chase or fight for or prove yourself worthy of receiving. Money is simply energy looking for a clear, open, loving channel to flow through. When you become that channel, when you align your thoughts and feelings with abundance rather than lack, you become a magnet for the financial flow you desire. This brings us to something that might be the most important piece of this entire puzzle, those deep, often hidden beliefs about large amounts of money that most of us carry without even realizing it. You might think you want $50 million, and consciously you do, but somewhere deeper there might be voices saying things like, "That's too much," or "I couldn't handle that much money," or "People would think I'm showing off," or "I'd probably just lose it all anyway." These limiting beliefs about large sums of money are so common, and they're often much stronger than our beliefs about smaller amounts. You might feel comfortable manifesting a few hundred or even a few $1,000s, but 50 million? That number might bring up every fear, every doubt, every story about unworthiness that you've ever carried. One of the most common blocks I see is the belief that wanting large amounts of money makes us greedy or selfish. We've been taught that good people are modest, that spiritual people don't care about money, that if we have a lot, someone else will have to do without. But this comes from a mindset of scarcity, from the false belief that there isn't enough to go around. The truth is that abundance is infinite. Your financial success doesn't take anything away from anyone else. In fact, it often creates opportunities and possibilities for others. Another belief that holds so many people back is the fear that we couldn't handle large amounts of money. We worry we'd make poor decisions, that we'd lose ourselves, that the money would change us in ways we don't want to be changed. But here's what I've learned. Money doesn't change who we are. It amplifies who we already are. If you're kind and generous with a little money, you'll be kind and generous with a lot of money. If you're responsible and thoughtful with what you have now, you'll be responsible and thoughtful with more. There's also this subtle belief that large amounts of money require enormous effort, that to make $50 million, we'd have to sacrifice our health, our relationships, our peace of mind. We picture working endless hours, making compromises we don't want to make, becoming someone we don't want to become. But manifestation works differently. When we align our energy with abundance, when we become clear channels for financial flow, money can come to us in ways that are joyful, creative, and aligned with our highest good. Some people worry that if they manifest large amounts of money, they'll lose their spiritual connection or their authentic self. They're afraid that abundance will make them shallow or materialistic. But money is neutral. It's simply a tool that amplifies our ability to express love in the world. When we have financial abundance and we stay connected to our hearts, to our values, to our desire to contribute and serve, that money becomes a powerful force for good. The fear of being judged by others often keeps people from allowing large amounts of money into their lives. We worry about what family members will think, what friends will say, how our success might make others feel. But living your life based on other people's comfort zones is one of the most loving things you can do, to them or to yourself. When you step into your full abundance, you give others permission to do the same. Perhaps the deepest block of all is the belief that we simply don't deserve such abundance. This usually goes back to childhood messages about our worth, about what we have to do to earn love and approval. But your worthiness isn't based on what you do or how hard you work or how perfect you are. You are worthy of abundance simply because you exist, because you are a beloved child of the universe, because the same creative force that made the stars also made you. The key to releasing these limiting beliefs isn't to fight them or push them away, but to love them and gently replace them with thoughts that serve you better. Every time you notice yourself thinking a limiting thought about money, you can pause and ask yourself, is this thought helping me create what I want? If the answer is no, you can choose a different thought, a more loving thought, a thought that aligns with your desires rather than your fears. When we truly understand how our thoughts work to create our reality, everything changes. Every single thought you think is like a seed you're planting in the garden of your life. Some thoughts grow into beautiful flowers of abundance and joy, while others grow into weeds of limitation and struggle. The wonderful news is that you get to choose which seeds you plant, moment by moment, thought by thought. Your thoughts about money aren't just random ideas floating through your mind. They're actual creative forces that are shaping your financial reality right now. When you think thoughts of abundance, when you focus on what you want rather than what you lack, you're literally rewiring your brain and aligning your energy with prosperity. When you think thoughts of scarcity, when you focus on bills and debt and not having enough, you're creating more of exactly what you don't want. This isn't about positive thinking or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. This is about understanding that your thoughts have power and that you can learn to direct that power consciously toward what you truly desire. Every time you choose a thought of abundance over a thought of lack, you're taking a step closer to the financial reality you want to create. Your body is always listening to your thoughts and responding accordingly. When you think anxious thoughts about money, your body creates stress hormones that actually block your ability to see opportunities and make clear decisions. When you think calm, confident thoughts about abundance, your body relaxes and opens, allowing inspiration and intuition to flow freely. This is why people often say that their best ideas come to them when they're relaxed, because a peaceful mind and body create the perfect conditions for creative solutions to emerge. The mind-body connection in manifestation is so much deeper than most people realize. Your thoughts create feelings, your feelings create actions, and your actions create results. If you're thinking thoughts like, "I'll never have enough money," or "rich people are lucky and I'm not," you'll feel discouraged and hopeless. When you feel that way, you're likely to take actions that confirm those beliefs. Maybe you won't apply for that better job, or you'll talk yourself out of that business idea, or you'll spend money impulsively because you figure it doesn't matter anyway. But when you think thoughts like, "Money flows to me easily and naturally," or "I am worthy of abundant prosperity," you feel empowered and expectant. From that feeling place, you naturally take different actions. You notice opportunities you would have missed before. You have conversations that lead to unexpected possibilities. You make decisions from confidence rather than fear. Your nervous system is constantly scanning your environment for evidence that supports whatever you believe to be true. If you believe money is hard to come by, your nervous system will highlight every story about economic struggle, every bill in your mailbox, every reminder of financial difficulty. But if you believe abundance is your natural state, that same nervous system will start noticing opportunities, synchronicities, and possibilities for prosperity that were always there, but invisible to you before. The shift from scarcity thinking to abundance consciousness isn't something that happens overnight, and that's perfectly okay. It's a gentle, gradual process of choosing new thoughts and celebrating every small victory along the way. Maybe today you catch yourself in a limiting thought about money and consciously choose a better one. That's abundance consciousness. Maybe tomorrow you feel genuinely grateful for the money you do have instead of focusing on what's missing. That's abundance consciousness too. Abundance consciousness means understanding that there is always enough. Not just enough money, but enough opportunities, enough time, enough love, enough of everything that matters. When you operate from this knowing, you stop competing and start creating. You stop hoarding and start sharing. You stop grasping and start receiving. This shift also changes how you relate to other people's success. Instead of feeling envious or threatened when you hear about someone else's financial abundance, you feel inspired and encouraged. You understand that their success is evidence that abundance is possible, that the universe is always looking for ways to express prosperity through willing, open channels. When you're truly aligned with abundance consciousness, you begin to see money everywhere, not just in your bank account, but in the beauty around you, in the kindness of strangers, in the countless blessings that fill your daily life. You realize that wealth isn't just about dollars and cents, but about richness in all its forms. And from this expanded awareness, financial abundance becomes just one natural expression of the prosperity that is your birthright. Now, let's explore what it actually means to think like someone who naturally attracts and maintains large amounts of money. The people who comfortably hold millions of dollars don't think about money the way most people do. They have a completely different relationship with abundance, and these thought patterns can be learned and cultivated by anyone willing to make the shift. Wealthy individuals think in terms of possibilities rather than limitations. When they encounter a challenge, their first thought isn't "this is impossible," but rather, "how can this work?" When they want something, they don't automatically assume they can't afford it. They ask themselves how they can create the money to buy it. This isn't naive optimism. It's a trained mindset that consistently looks for solutions and opportunities rather than problems and obstacles. People who maintain large amounts of wealth also think long-term. They make decisions based on where they want to be in 5 or 10 years, not just where they are today. They invest in themselves, in their education, in their relationships, in their health, understanding that everything is connected and that abundance in one area supports abundance in all areas. They see money as a tool for creating the life they want, not as an end goal in itself. Another crucial difference is how wealthy people handle the number 50 million. While most people see this amount and feel overwhelmed or disconnected, those who attract large sums have trained themselves to feel comfortable with big numbers. They practice thinking about millions the same way others think about hundreds. They make these amounts feel real and achievable in their minds before they ever see them in their bank accounts. This comfort with large numbers isn't about being unrealistic. It's about expanding your comfort zone gradually and consistently. You can start by practicing feeling good about numbers that are just slightly beyond your current experience. If you're used to thinking in terms of thousands, spend some time getting comfortable with tens of thousands. Let your mind and body adjust to the idea of having more money than you've ever had before. Wealthy people also trust deeply in their own worthiness. They don't spend time questioning whether they deserve abundance or worrying about what others will think of their success. They have an inner knowing that prosperity is their natural state, and they make decisions from this place of confidence and self-worth. This trust isn't arrogance. It's a quiet, steady belief in their own value and their right to live abundantly. They also understand that money is attracted to people who feel good about themselves and their lives. They take care of their physical health, their emotional well-being, their relationships, and their environment. They know that when they feel good, they think clearly, make better decisions, and naturally attract more of what they want into their lives. Perhaps most importantly, wealthy individuals think in terms of service and contribution. They understand that the more value they provide to others, the more abundance flows back to them. They don't think, "How can I get money?" but rather, "How can I serve in a way that naturally creates prosperity?" This shift from getting to giving changes everything about how money flows in their lives. Building this million-dollar mindset starts with small daily practices. It begins with catching yourself when you think small and gently redirecting your thoughts toward bigger possibilities. It means celebrating every financial victory, no matter how small, and using those moments to build evidence that abundance is real and possible for you. You can practice thinking like a wealthy person right now, today, regardless of what's in your bank account. You can make decisions from abundance rather than scarcity. You can invest in yourself and your dreams. You can treat yourself and others with the generosity and kindness that naturally attract prosperity. The mindset comes first, and the money follows. Visualization is one of the most powerful tools available to us for manifesting abundance, and when it comes to attracting $50 million, the way you visualize makes all the difference. This isn't about just closing your eyes and hoping for the best. This is about creating such a clear, detailed, emotionally rich picture of your abundant life that your subconscious mind begins to accept it as reality and starts working to make it happen. The first step in powerful visualization is to get yourself into a calm, receptive state. Find a quiet place where you won't be disturbed. and take several deep, slow breaths. Allow your body to relax completely, starting from the top of your head and moving down to your toes. When your body is relaxed, your mind becomes more open and receptive to new possibilities. Now, instead of just thinking about having $50 million, I want you to create a complete sensory experience of what your life looks like and feels like with this abundance. Start with where you live. See yourself in your dream home, not just the outside, but walk through every room. Feel the quality of the materials under your hands. Notice the lighting, the colors, the way the space makes you feel. What do you hear? Maybe it's the sound of fountains in your garden, or beautiful music playing softly in the background, or simply the peaceful quiet of your sanctuary. Breathe in the smells of your abundant life. Perhaps it's the fresh flowers that fill your home, or the salt air from the ocean outside your window, or the wonderful aroma of gourmet food being prepared in your kitchen. Taste the flavors of abundance, the finest foods, the purest water, the celebration meals shared with people you love. But don't stop at the material things, because true abundance is so much more than possessions. Feel the emotional reality of having $50 million. Feel the deep sense of security and peace that comes from knowing you never have to worry about money again. Feel the joy of being able to help others in meaningful ways. Feel the excitement of pursuing your passions without any financial constraints. Feel the freedom to travel anywhere you want, to learn anything that interests you, to contribute to causes that matter to you. See yourself sharing this abundance. Watch yourself writing checks to charities that are close to your heart. See the faces of family members and friends when you're able to help them in ways that truly matter. Feel the satisfaction of creating jobs for others, of funding projects that make the world a better place. This isn't just about having money. It's about being a conduit for abundance to flow through you and touch many lives. Make your visualization as specific as possible. Don't just see yourself as wealthy. See the actual numbers in your bank account. See the statements, the investments, the various ways your $50 million is working for you. See yourself making financial decisions from a place of abundance rather than fear. Watch yourself investing in opportunities that excite you, buying things that bring you joy, and always knowing that there is more than enough. Practice feeling grateful for this abundance as if it's already yours. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions for manifestation because it tells the universe that you're ready to receive. When you can genuinely feel thankful for the $50 million before it arrives in physical form, you're creating the energetic conditions for it to manifest in your reality. As you visualize, notice any resistance that comes up. If part of your mind starts saying things like, "This is impossible," or "You're just dreaming," don't fight those thoughts. Simply acknowledge them with love and gently return your attention to your vision. Remember, your job isn't to figure out how this abundance will come to you. Your job is to become so aligned with it that you're an irresistible match for its manifestation. The key to making visualization truly effective is consistency and emotional engagement. Spend time with your vision every day, but don't make it feel like work. Make it a joyful experience that you look forward to. The more pleasure and excitement you can feel while visualizing your abundant life, the more powerful your practice becomes. Some days your visualization will feel vivid and real, and other days it might feel flat or forced. This is completely normal. On the difficult days, just do your best and trust that the process is still working. Every moment you spend aligning your thoughts and feelings with abundance is moving you closer to your goal, even when you can't see immediate evidence of progress. The magic happens when your visualization becomes so familiar, so emotionally real, that having $50 million starts to feel normal and expected rather than impossible and distant. When you can think about this level of abundance with the same ease that you think about your current financial situation, you'll know that your inner work is creating the foundation for outer transformation. Now let's talk about something that can truly transform your relationship with money. The power of affirmations specifically designed for attracting massive wealth. Affirmations aren't just pretty words we say to make ourselves feel better. They're powerful tools that literally rewire our brains and shift our energy to match what we want to create. When it comes to manifesting $50 million, the affirmations you choose and how you use them can make all the difference in the world. The most important thing to understand about affirmations for large amounts of money is that they need to feel believable to you. If you're currently struggling to pay rent and you start affirming, "I have $50 million, your subconscious mind might rebel against what feels like a lie. Instead, we want to create affirmations that feel like a stretch, but not a fantasy. Affirmations that excite you rather than create resistance. You might start with something like, "I am open and ready to receive abundance in ways that surprise and delight me." This feels possible, doesn't it? It doesn't specify exactly how much money or exactly when, but it opens your energy to receiving more than you currently have. As this affirmation begins to feel natural and true, you can gradually expand to bigger statements like, "Money flows to me easily from multiple sources," or "I am worthy of receiving unlimited financial abundance." One of my favorite affirmations for massive wealth is, "I am a magnet for money, and money is a magnet for me." This creates the feeling of natural attraction, of money being drawn to you as easily as iron filings are drawn to a magnet. When you repeat this affirmation, really feel into the energy of attraction, of being irresistibly magnetic to financial abundance. Another powerful affirmation is, "The universe is constantly conspiring to bring me financial opportunities." This shifts your focus from trying to force money to come to you to trusting that abundance is actively seeking you out. It helps you stay alert for opportunities while also relaxing into the process of receiving. For those moments when 50 million feels overwhelming, try, "I am comfortable with any amount of money that flows into my life." This removes the pressure and resistance while keeping you open to receiving at whatever level feels natural. Sometimes the universe wants to bring us our abundance gradually, allowing us to grow into our wealth in a way that feels sustainable and aligned. The timing of your affirmations matters just as much as the words themselves. The most powerful times to practice affirmations are first thing in the morning when your mind is most receptive, and last thing at night when your affirmations can work through your subconscious while you sleep. You can also use affirmations throughout the day whenever you notice fearful or limiting thoughts about money arising. When you say your affirmations, don't just repeat the words mechanically. Feel them in your body. Say them with conviction and emotion. Imagine that you're speaking truth into existence because that's exactly what you're doing. The more feeling and belief you can put behind your affirmations, the more powerful they become. Some people like to write their affirmations. Others prefer to say them out loud, and still others enjoy recording themselves saying their affirmations and listening back. Experiment with different methods and see what feels most powerful for you. You might also try saying your affirmations while looking in the mirror, which can help you receive the loving message you're giving yourself. Remember that affirmations work best when they're combined with action and alignment. They're not magic spells that work regardless of what else you're doing. They're tools for shifting your inner state so that you naturally attract what you desire. When your thoughts, feelings, and actions are all aligned with abundance, that's when the real magic happens. Create affirmations that feel personal and meaningful to you. While I can offer suggestions, the affirmations that will serve you best are the ones that resonate deeply with your heart and your desires. You might affirm your gratitude for abundance, your worthiness to receive it, your excitement about sharing it, or your trust in the process of manifestation. One beautiful practice is to create different affirmations for different aspects of wealth. You might have affirmations for receiving money, affirmations for managing money wisely, affirmations for sharing your abundance generously, and affirmations for the freedom and peace that come with financial security. This creates a complete, well-rounded energy around wealth rather than just focusing on the accumulation of money. While affirmations are incredibly powerful, they work best when they're paired with inspired action. The universe loves to work through us, not just for us, and taking steps toward our goals shows that we're serious about creating change in our lives. Inspired action feels different from forced action. It comes from excitement and possibility rather than fear and desperation. When you're aligned with the energy of abundance, you'll start noticing opportunities that you might have missed before. Maybe it's a conversation that leads to a business partnership, or an idea that comes to you in the shower, or a chance meeting that opens doors you didn't even know existed. These aren't coincidences. They're the universe responding to your clear intention and aligned energy. The key is learning to recognize the difference between inspired action and action that comes from fear or impatience. Inspired action feels expansive and exciting, even if it's also a little scary. It feels like a natural next step, like something you're being called to do rather than something you think you should do. Fear-based action often feels heavy and forced, like you're pushing against resistance. Sometimes inspired action looks like traditional business activities, starting a company, investing in real estate, developing a new skill that increases your earning potential. Other times it might look completely unrelated to money, taking an art class, volunteering for a cause you care about, or simply taking better care of your health and well-being. Trust your intuition about what feels right for you. One of the most important actions you can take is to treat the money you currently have with love and respect. Pay your bills with gratitude rather than resentment. When you spend money, do it consciously and joyfully rather than with guilt or fear. Keep your wallet and purse organized and beautiful. Handle your money with the same care you would give to something precious, because that's exactly what it is. Start living like a wealthy person in whatever ways feel authentic and sustainable for you. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have or pretending to be someone you're not. It means making choices from abundance rather than scarcity. Maybe it's buying the organic groceries instead of the cheapest option, or investing in a course that will help you grow, or simply carrying yourself with the confidence and grace that comes from knowing you're worthy of abundance. Pay attention to the people you surround yourself with. Are they supportive of your dreams and goals, or do they constantly talk about lack and limitation? You don't need to abandon anyone, but you might need to limit conversations about money with people who are stuck in scarcity thinking. Instead, seek out people who inspire you, who believe in possibilities, who celebrate success rather than resent it. Take care of your physical and emotional well-being as part of your manifestation practice. When you feel good in your body and peaceful in your mind, you make better decisions and attract better opportunities. Exercise not because you have to, but because it feels good to be strong and healthy. Eat foods that nourish you because you're worth taking care of. Get enough sleep because rest is productive and necessary. Keep learning and growing in areas that interest you. The more skilled and knowledgeable you become, the more value you can provide to others, and value creation is one of the most reliable paths to abundance. But don't just learn things because you think they'll make you money. Learn things that genuinely fascinate you, because passion and enthusiasm are magnetic qualities that attract opportunities. Practice generosity with whatever resources you have right now. This doesn't mean giving away money you need for essentials, but it does mean looking for ways to share your time, talents, knowledge, and yes, money when you can. Generosity creates a flow of giving and receiving that keeps abundance moving in your life. Most importantly, take action from a place of joy and excitement rather than desperation and need. When you're having fun with the process of creating abundance, when you're genuinely enjoying the journey rather than just focusing on the destination, you become irresistibly attractive to the very abundance you're seeking. I know this journey isn't always easy, and there will be times when you wonder if any of this is really working. There will be days when you look at your bank account and feel discouraged, when you hear about other people's success and feel left behind. When the $50 million feels so far away that you want to give up entirely. These feelings are completely normal and part of the process. Faith isn't about feeling confident all the time. It's about continuing to believe in your dreams, even when you can't see evidence of progress. It's about trusting that the universe is working behind the scenes, arranging circumstances and opportunities in ways you can't see or understand. Sometimes the biggest breakthroughs come right after the moments when we feel most like giving up. One of the most helpful things you can do during challenging times is to look for small signs that your manifestation is working. Maybe you find a penny on the sidewalk, or you receive an unexpected refund, or someone pays you a compliment about your business ideas. These might seem insignificant, but they're actually evidence that your energy is shifting and that abundance is starting to flow toward you in small ways before it arrives in big ways. Remember that manifestation rarely happens overnight, especially when we're talking about large amounts of money. The universe often brings us our desires in stages, allowing us to grow and develop the capacity to handle what we're asking for. Each step along the way is preparing you for the ultimate goal, building your confidence and your ability to manage abundance wisely. During times of doubt, return to your visualization practice and your affirmations. Remind yourself why you want this abundance, not just for the money itself, but for the freedom, the security, the ability to contribute and serve in bigger ways. Reconnect with the feeling of already having what you desire, and let that feeling carry you through the uncertain moments. Celebrate every small victory along the way. Did you receive some unexpected money, even if it was just $20? Celebrate it as evidence that your abundance is growing. Did you have an idea for a new income stream? Celebrate your creativity and openness to possibilities. Did you choose to think an abundant thought instead of a limiting one? Celebrate your commitment to growth and change. Don't compare your journey to anyone else's. Everyone's path to abundance is unique, and what works for one person might not work for another. Your $50 million might come through a completely different route than you expect, and that's perfectly fine. Stay focused on your own process and trust that the universe knows the perfect way to bring your desires into reality. When impatience arises, remember that everything in nature grows in its own perfect timing. You wouldn't dig up a seed every day to see if it's growing. You would trust the process and water it consistently. Your financial abundance is like that seed. Keep nurturing it with positive thoughts, loving actions, and unwavering faith, and it will manifest in perfect timing. Surround yourself with reminders of abundance during this process. Maybe it's pictures of your dream life, or books about wealth and prosperity, or simply spending time in beautiful places that remind you of what's possible. Feed your mind and spirit with images and ideas that support your vision rather than contradict it. Most importantly, remember that your worth isn't determined by how quickly you manifest your desires. You are valuable and deserving of abundance right now, regardless of what's in your bank account. The process of manifesting wealth is really the process of remembering who you truly are, a magnificent, powerful, deserving being who was born to live abundantly. My dear friend, as we come to the end of our time together, I want you to know that everything you need to manifest $50 million is already within you. You have the power to think new thoughts, to feel new feelings, to take new actions, and to create a completely new financial reality. The universe is ready and waiting to support you in this magnificent adventure. You are not asking for too much. You are not being unrealistic or greedy or foolish. You are simply remembering what you came here to experience and express. Financial abundance is your birthright, and wanting it doesn't make you less spiritual or less worthy of love. In fact, your desire for abundance is the universe calling you to expand, to grow, to become more of who you truly are. Start where you are, with what you have, and trust that every small step is moving you in the right direction. Your $50 million is not a distant dream. It's a future reality that you're creating with every thought you think, every word you speak, every action you take. The process has already begun simply because you've opened your heart to the possibility. Be gentle with yourself as you practice these new ways of thinking and being. Change takes time, and that's perfectly okay. What matters is that you're committed to the journey, that you're willing to grow and heal and expand into the person who naturally attracts and maintains this level of abundance. Trust the process, trust yourself, and most of all, trust that you are deeply loved and supported by a universe that wants nothing more than to see you thrive. Your abundant life is not just possible, it's inevitable, because you are ready to receive it and brave enough to do the inner work necessary to become it. The time is now, my beautiful friend. Your $50 million is waiting for you to claim it with love, with joy, with the absolute knowing that you deserve every bit of abundance life has to offer. You are ready. You are worthy. You are enough. And your journey to extraordinary wealth begins with this very moment. With all my love and belief in your magnificent potential.